And I can tell you're just not so great tonight.
Not so great, but I will say this, that about 2 hours ago, I was like, oh, I got to do this fucking show. I don't even feel like doing that.
Chore.
And then I remembered it. Well, that's the thing is I don't know why I'm looking at it as a chore. I just was like, no, I get to hang out with my buddies. I'm just going to hang out with my buddies tonight, and I need to do that. So
I do the exact same thing. Like, I'll be like, oh, the show tonight, but yeah, I work myself up over nothing, and then I have a great time. So, I don't know, this is what it's like living with anxiety.
And I keep trying
do
to
that.
I keep trying to go ahead.
I don't do that. I don't look at it as like a chore ever, but I do other weird shit. Like I refer to it like too much, like to Michelle. Well, I got the podcast tonight. I got the, I got the show tonight, and I got the show. Like it's like I'm doing like a fucking week at Radio City Music Hall. I'm just talking to you two assholes. I think that's just as bad.
Can I get your autograph, Mr. Newberger?
Right? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm very busy. I've got this podcast tonight.
What happens when 3 high school friends reunite during a Trump apocalypse? I'll tell you what happens. They do a podcast, little buddy.
You come at the king, you best not miss.
You are watching Generation Exile.
Karen made a kick-ass dinner that was hot and ready to eat by 5:30. So I wolfed that. What she make? She made what did she call it? It was meatloaf hash. So it's like all the fixings for meatloaf, meat, but it's ground up with peppers and mushrooms and potatoes, and then she fried a couple eggs and put that on top. And you can
like that better
ketchup
than meatloaf.
or
I don't,
as you please.
Yeah,
I don't like this guy. Don't like meatloaf.
No, it's such a staple.
Can I tell you? I grew up hating meatloaf, and hating a lot of things actually. And it turned out I wasn't the picky eater I thought I was. It was just my mom wasn't very good at cooking things. Because man, I had in my 20s I had a meatloaf that changed my life. So I would urge you, Jeremy, to try meatloaf, especially if there's a Michelin star or two attached to it.
Now, this was a meatloaf, Dave. I'm assuming that you ate. It wasn't something else that changed your life.
I said it changed my life. So let your imagination run wild.
All right.
No, I ate it. I ate it.
I much prefer Marvin Lee a day to meatloaf.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
That
took me a second because I had to sink low enough.
Flew over my head like a bat out of hell.
No, here's my thing. I like ground meat. I like tacos. I like meatballs. I like, meat crumble. I like meat on my pasta. What's that called? Pasta
bolognese.
Bolognese. Thank you, Dave. And I'm in general a fan of meat, ground meat. For some reason, when it's loafed, it just sort of is not moist. It's dry, and I just don't, and only the sort of the edges are a little like well done. Michelle likes it, but we don't eat it because of my fault. But the way you described
if it's dry, you're getting subpar meatloaf. And
it's not good. It's not good. And the way you just described your hash sounds delightful. That sounds like I do this thing with a ground chorizo, with eggs and peppers and onions and potatoes and a hash as like a breakfast treat.
That's terrific.
And that sounds like akin to that, I think.
Yeah. If you're not a fan of meatloaf, I definitely don't recommend trying feetloaf, which is a meatloaf shaped into the shape of a foot, and then you cut little pieces of onion to make toenails and put it on it. And
no, thank you.
And then you put that in as like a Halloween scary type spooky thing,
like a trick or treat loaf.
Trick or treat, I want to eat. Give me dinner shaped like feet.
I learned something last night. I went out last night. That's why we are doing our show on a Friday instead of a Thursday.
You went to an Andalusian restaurant.
I did. Andalusian food, by the way. I'll give a thumbs up. What I didn't realize was that my friend TJ, whose anniversary party it was, him and his wife are investors in the restaurant, and they were having their party there to sort of give back to their investment a little bit.
Write it off.
Yeah, you're right. And the food is very interesting. It's like a lot of pomegranate seeds and like little like fruit, morsels mixed with mushrooms and grains and kale and that kind of thing. It's a vegan food restaurant. It's all vegan.
God.
Wow.
So
you have to talk about it all night then.
because it's my friend's restaurant, I can't like shit on it. But there was one dish that was a negative for me, and that was they came out with these little like food trays. It was mushroom shawarma, and it was like a flop for me because it was so chewy.
But it's a really good. It's a really good idea, though. Mushroom shawarma sounds pretty delicious.
That was the only misfire. I should talk about the food that wasn't. I mean, everything else is like pickled hummus and just like some interesting stuff. I even took leftover eggplant home and had it for lunch today. And in the light of day, I was just looking down into the plate like, oh, this is like harosa. There's like sour cream and harosa. Harosa is like that Passover apples and wine and walnuts, Mike, that we eat on Passover.
Okay.
It's kind of like that. It's just like nuts and fruit and, that kind of thing. Andalusian food.
I just had to look up where, in fact, Andalusia is.
Oh, yeah.
It's the southern territory in Spain, which makes sense why there's all that Arabic
there were some
influence.
Moors or moops, someone said last night, as was it Seinfeld. Yeah, there's like Moorish, Spanish kind of hybrid. I mean, it's fun to like learn a cuisine you've never heard of at this point in our lives, So I was excited for it, and it delivered nicely. It was very fragrant stuff. And we had a good time. I have recently discovered a Vietnamese place nearby that opened up called Pho 6, and Michelle and I have been twice already. I'm a big pho fan, and it's kind of like occurring to me that it's very Thai adjacent, both geographically and also cuisine wise. It's like the spicy and the sweet coming together.
Yeah.
But I think I'm part of the Vietnamese food renaissance that is happening in America, as cuisines come in vogue every once in a while, because I'm seeing Vietnamese places pop up everywhere. Chinese has phased out, and people are tired of that Japanese hybrid place, that they're just.
But I have an idea that's going to save Chinese food.
Oh, what's this? What?
Do
tell.
It's a Vietnamese Chinese hybrid, and the restaurant will be called Pho China.
Nice. I love it.
I would eat Pho China.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to eat Pho China all day long?
By the way, this
delicious
Pho 6 place is a Szechuan Vietnamese hybrid. So they're already thinking just bad naming.
Yeah.
Karen is a big fan of Vietnamese, and through her, I've enjoyed quite a bit of pho and been exposed to the delights of that wonderfully fragrant bone broth and
the bone
vegetables.
Broth is,
It's just like inhaling pure nature sometimes.
There's
You want to hear Dave's pho hack?
Yeah,
for
always
quick and easy pho.
Yeah.
So you get yourself a packet of Maruchan instant ramen, beef flavor, and then you simmer it with a cinnamon stick and some star anise in it.
Ooh.
And after about 10 minutes, it tastes like a very thin pho. Like, you don't get that rich bone broth consistency, but the flavors are all there, and it scratches that itch when you need it in 10 minutes.
Nice. That's a good tip.
Have you I've become a lover of so long tang, which is cool.
Ooh, so long tongue at Pho China is going to be our main dish.
So long tang, for those of you who don't know, is ox bone soup. And it's not like a typical Asian spicy broth. It's like a clear, cloudy broth. Sorry, not clear and cloudy. It's a cloudy broth with knuckles, or ox knuckles. The bone.
There's not just oxtail.
I mean, it's marrow bones and feet and knuckle bones, or what they use to make it. But they cook it for like 12 or 13 hours until the bones become gelatinous. So you're eating the bones almost like they're like pieces of tofu, and it's delicious. It's very like satisfying. So I know you're making faces, Mike, but I'm telling you,
can't help it. Oh, eating
this soup
bone. So if you cook a bone long enough, you'll be able to chew
I don't know about all bones, but ox knuckles become gelatinous little, edibles.
Perhaps it was the cartilage or something.
That could be, because that's what.
Or did the
That's the story behind pig's feet and pig's knuckles. I know people eat those.
Yeah.
And I've had those. Though I don't.
You
brag
soak
about
the
it.
bones in cold water. You soak the meat. You add the bones, and then you rinse the bones, and you cook the bones, and then you eat the bones. Is what the recipe I'm looking at is saying. So, I'm not sure if it's the cartilage. I'm gonna have to do a little deep dive, but I thought it was the bone gelling.
I mean, I know when you make bone broth, all the collagen in the bones leaches out, and you get that sort of jelly, that clear collagen jelly.
That's got to be it then.
Yeah, it's not actually the bone, but I've never cooked ox bones. Who knows? Maybe they have this magical quality that allows them to transform into collagen bones.
Regret discovering ox late in life, because I'm liking ox in all sorts of cuisines, from the down home, Soul Kitchens oxtail, to the salong tong I've mentioned. Bring on the oxen. That's what I have to say.
There's a lot to be said for poverty-inspired cooking, and how availability will be the inspiration to create wonderful dishes. Whether you're talking about lobster, which was obviously back in the 1800s.
It was a desperate move.
Yeah.
The first person to eat a lobster was desperate. Shit's disgusting.
Yeah.
But you don't like lobster?
Oh, no. I like lobster meat.
Yeah.
The lobster itself is disgusting.
Yeah, it's like a big bug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Nasty little...
I think about, because my grandfather on my father's side was an immigrant from Italy, and they were really poor. So
how poor were they?
They were so poor that they gathered up their own rocks to build their first house to save money. When the Mason came, if you had your own rocks, then
Flintstone like shit going on there.
I know. Yeah. That's so.
Yeah, but
what do you mean when the Mason came? They hired a freelance mason,
or a spackle guy, or someone to like smear stuff in between all the rocks and put it together neatly in a way that it fits.
I feel like the materials are usually the cheap part and the labor is expensive. If they had flipped that around,
well,
just bought the rocks.
Mr. Romanelli, we cannot use your rocks. We got to use wood and drywall. Is that okay?
We can make it a rock facade.
You do a little trail, cobblestone. That'd be good.
No, I want you to build everything out of the rock. That's what we're doing. That's how we do it.
I just want to say in this Jewish voice that's going to be too expensive, but I just felt we needed equal time for shameful stereotypes. Thank you.
And then like 50 years later, you're driving around in I Rock Z, baby. I know, I was stupid. Anyway.
No, but like some of the dishes that I think people get nostalgic for and that become kind of touchstones in a cultural way, are not especially exciting or wonderful, but they're just like, I think of aglio in Italian, which is just
what's that?
Garlic and oil.
Added
to spaghetti.
Oh, you say it as one word.
What's that?
No, aioli's different.
That's not what you're talking about?
No, he's talking about aglio e olio, which is garlic and oil, but he said it in a more Italian way and made it one word.
I just say it how I've heard it.
Well, that's like a native pronunciation, I would assume. Like it's such a common thing that those three words just jam together into the one word.
Yeah.
But
and there's anchovies in it. So it has a little kick, but it's so simple, but I think incredibly classic. And I think, a lot of poor. It's so interesting to explore different cuisines from around the world and see.
Yeah, Koreans are using anchovies in quite a bit as well. It is part of the umami flavor of Korean food. Is dried kelp and anchovies are the base used in a lot of the soups.
Yeah, fish sauce, right?
Yeah.
Fish sauce is from anchovies.
So
Wonderful. Wonderful. So the news. Zelensky went to the White House today.
What did they eat?
That's a great question. Probably McDonald's.
Yeah, hamburgers.
Yeah, Zelensky was at the White House today. No doubt.
I didn't know that.
Hoping that Trump would grant them Tomahawk missiles. It's been in conversation recently, so it's not an idea that's out of the blue. He's not working a crazy wish list, Zelensky. He's trying to defend his democratic country, which got invaded by Russia. Did I mention that?
Do you think he had to do like a clumsy segue to get Trump talking about Tomahawk missiles? Like, why don't we watch football game? And he puts the football game and like, God, I went so far for that joke.
I don't know. I feel so bad for the poor guy. I'm sure he put on a good suit and did whatever he had to do to jump through the administration's hoops. Who, the first time he came to the White House this year, you guys remember? We talked about it in the show. Between Trump and Vance and the rest of the crew, they were borderline bullying him. And picking on him, it seemed.
I wouldn't say, I would take the word borderline out of that. They were just bullying him.
I try to be, fair, fair and just.
Did either of you see his sitcom? I watched the first season.
I
did, yeah.
I think there were 3 seasons or so. I watched the whole thing. It finished well.
Ukrainian Veep.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I watched the first third of the first episode.
He was funny.
It's cute.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good comedy. It's, I think, a great example of life imitating art. The fact that the show was popular enough and it planted the seed of this, inexperienced but incorruptible type of guy who ends up actually winning the office in an election, much to the dismay of Kremlin-backed candidates, and wanted to see their favorite guy head up Ukraine. And Ukraine's independence, or what Russia would define as recalcitrance, is what has led to, the 2014 invasion of Crimea and the full-throated invasion of 2022.
I agree. Ukraine has been manhandled by this current dogshit administration, and the latest news of the Tomahawks, which were derailed when Trump had a phone call with Putin, is just him back to his old tricks again.
Why don't you take meeting with me instead of this clown?
Right.
We will talk about wonderful things. I have presents for you. Gold
Trump,
trinkets.
we will eat tomahawk steaks.
And they will be served by beautiful women. So
Tomahawk mistakes. The way Trump phrased it was that he asked Putin about the tomahawks, and Putin said that he should not give. He told me I shouldn't give him the tomahawks. It's like, you're taking Putin's advice on this matter.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I was gonna give Zelensky the tomahawks, but his sworn enemy and aggressor, an invader, has told me it's a bad idea. Yeah. So I got to go with him. Yeah. He knows Ukraine. He's been there for 2 years. So
what the hell? What kind
question about these tomahawks?
Yes.
Are these the missiles that even if they had them, they're not allowed to fire them?
So restrictions on the use of certain weapon systems provided by the Biden administration were in place. They were given HIMARS and had a lot of success with the HIMARS system. It stands for High Mobility Artillery Rocket System or something like that.
Sure.
But it's a truck with some, rockets that you slap on in a modular pack. They come in packs of 6. So they're easy to flip in and out, and they go far enough, I don't know, 100 kilometers or so, We stopped short of giving them 300.
That's 60 miles for the Americans at home.
300. Yeah, thank you. 300-kilometer range on some of the domestic HIMARS.
180 miles.
Tomahawks are long range strike weapons, analogous maybe to ATACMS, which were given to Ukraine.
Remember the ATACMS?
The ATACMS, and
that's a word like Lunchables. It just sounds like ridiculous.
It's an anagram, not an anagram. What's the word? Acronym.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, ATACMS stands for Army Tactical Artillery C Mobile System. I don't know what the C was for. Combat Mobile System.
Now do Daryl. What does Daryl stand for?
Well, I can do NASA, but that's very easy. Yeah. So anyway, Tomahawks would be it's just very weird for Trump to spend months bullying, denying, ignoring, and understating Ukraine's problem to all of a sudden entertain giving them, these very powerful weapon systems. Tomahawks are very accurate, very reliable, a lot harder to shoot down than the stuff Ukraine is fielding now. And it would penetrate deep into Russian territory. That's why Vladimir Putin thought, oh, you know what? This is not a good idea because it'll do damage. It'll do damage. And the Ukrainians have proven themselves very capable of being able to learn quickly and adapt to these systems, these advanced systems that they're lucky enough to get. The things they've done with Patriot missile systems are remarkable. They sort of created a new form of combat or a new use of the missile system by kind of sneaking it up to the front line and keeping everything dark and then lighting everything up. So just momentarily giving yourself some deep range into enemy space. And then if you acquire a target, get a missile or two off, shut everything down, get it the hell out of there before anyone can find you and blow up your incredibly rare and precious Patriot system.
Can it be called a Patriot if it's fighting for another country?
Yes, believe it or not, Patriot, so? I think is an acronym too. Oh, no. I'm thinking of the Patriot Act, which is an acronym. They're so clever at putting
acronymizing
acronyms into all these lovely laws they make for us.
So it makes them so good. That's why they're such good and effective laws, is because of their acronyms.
Yeah.
That's why the ABBA is really bad law. It's just like a stupid acronym.
It's terrible. Why waste time dickering over semantics when you can be working on the next snappy acronym?
Exactly.
Acronym.
Did you ever see the Amy Schumer parody of 12 Angry Men? Where
no.
It's from the Amy Schumer show, which was a very funny sketch show, it's shot in the style and costuming of the original black and white, and the jury is deciding whether or not Amy Schumer is ugly. It's fucking hilarious.
That's funny.
It's pretty funny. Yeah.
That was a good show.
It was a good show. I like her. People have like a real adverse reaction to her. I've enjoyed her stand up. Her documentary about miscarrying, I think it was about, was fantastic. I thought.
So, I didn't see that.
Yeah, Chuck Schumer's cousin.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I
ruined Amy Schumer for you.
Yeah.
Chuck Schumer will save us all.
Oh yeah. Is he writing another strongly worded letter?
I can only imagine he's working overtime on keeping us out of this. The latest in the retribution campaign is John Bolton getting indicted.
I'm okay with this one.
He looks like the walrus from the Woody Woodpecker cartoons.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. He's like a caricature of himself. Maybe the woodworking teacher you had in junior high or something. He's an offbeat type. But yeah, he was, for people that don't know, he was Trump's national security advisor for a time in the first term, and then they had a falling out.
Here's a file photo for those that don't know who John Bolton is.
It's perfect.
See, he was a little younger back then, though.
Yeah, do you have an older picture? But yeah, so he's just the latest who used to dutifully serve Trump, kind of like Jim Comey did, until they didn't completely fall in line and bow and swear complete allegiance to Trump, and then they became an enemy.
You want to hear the polar?
So how long till Omarosa gets indicted?
Right, she's got to be on the list. She backstabbed him. But I was about to give you the opposite example. Here's someone whose loyalty was never wavering, who got into trouble, went to jail, and as of moments ago just been pardoned. George Santos.
Oh,
remember her?
Yeah,
her.
I do remember her. Yeah, she was that drag queen from Long Island who
fraud
got kicked out in her first term for
she was a fabulist.
That sweater was fabulous.
She had crafted an identity that had her as like a Jewish gay Republican politician, and she was neither gay nor Jewish nor a politician. She was,
and did like some incredibly bad things, spending campaign money on I think it was OnlyFans. There was a bunch of money spent on OnlyFans from campaign funds.
But he's making a mint on Cameo now, as I understand it.
I saw him on Cameo. You know who else is on Cameo? Matt Gaetz is on Cameo. Like, Jesus. What would you pay that guy? I was trying to think of what I could possibly get him to say that might be worth it, but I got nothing.
Let's offer him $1,000 to do a cameo with his old face.
You know, my kids watched some show with a character. It was called Lazy Town.
Yeah, I know Lazy Town.
That show is creepy as fuck.
Creepy as fuck. But Matt Gaetz always looked like Robbie Rotten to me.
Yeah.
And if you need a visual cue, I'm like all flush with them today. Here's Matt Gaetz, Robbie Rotten.
Yeah.
Totally. Forehead and the hair and the
Robbie Rotten.
Weird show, that one.
And what was that athletic protagonist's name? Do you remember?
What the
Sporticus,
hell is his name?
Right?
Yeah, Sporticus.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. First off, there was like a young actress with pink hair who looked like Natalie Portman's little sister or something.
Right.
And I think she was like German. Sporticus and Robbie Rotten were the like humanoid actors, and then they had puppetry that looked like semi-human. It was like too many mixed genres happening, and it made the show like completely weird.
It was a very weird show. Trent loved that as a kid, and as a
Samson
result,
too.
I ended up watching it, and I was like, "Whoa, what am I watching here?"
My kids never got into that one. I was pleased by that.
Yeah.
The first time it came on, the first time they turned it on, I saw it and I was like, I'm terrified, and I left the room and made dinner or something.
Oh my God.
You're right, though.
Dude, they never went back to it.
There's a total creep factor because you have the humans interacting with the animatronic puppets, and
it all felt kind of wrong, right?
Humans look a little animatronic too. Like Robbie Rotten looked kind of like sealed in plastic or something.
I don't want to take us down too far of a rabbit hole, but what was the worst children's show that you had a stomach when your kids were young? I have the one at the tip of my tongue. I'll even play a clip for you if you're interested.
Teletubbies was kind of challenging to tolerate. Yeah.
Your son was watching Teletubbies?
I watched Teletubbies before I ever had kids. I'd get really high, though, and watch it.
So it's a positive.
Yeah. Well, my kids never got into Teletubbies either.
Dad, we want to watch something else. Can you stop watching Teletubbies? I think
like young kids show, like when they were young. I think I controlled the remote, so I forced them to watch all stuff that I could stomach.
Like the McLaughlin group?
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, and also I never had cable for as long as they've been alive. It's always been either, I mean, I weren't streaming back then, but I had like a hard drive full of shows and shit, to show them. But no, once they grabbed the remote, I can say that the worst thing that I could not stand was, I want to say Jessie on the Disney Channel. It's like a young adult tween kind of thing. Just filled with racial stereotypes and misogynistic attitudes. And it was just so patently offensive and not funny, but it was like a sitcom. It had like a little adopted Indian kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything was a curry joke with him.
Right.
Yeah.
At Disney show.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I am dropping my samosas. I am so scared right now.
That guy's
Shit like
having
that.
the last laugh, though, I bet. He's probably like on like Law and Order or something.
Maybe.
He put his time in. Wasn't there a creepy, fat, old guy on there? Like there was all the kids, and then there was like some bald, fat, creepy guy on that show.
Oh, there was another one where there was a bunch of kids that worked for like a toy factory or some shit. And there was the creepy old guy.
Yeah. Creepy old guy goes back a ways. If you remember, You Can't Do That on Television, which was a show when we were kids. There was that guy in a chef outfit who'd be like, I heard that. Duh, I heard that. So yeah, there's always like a creepy old guy. But wait, the show that I think was the most difficult to watch when my kids was this one. Tell me if either of you had to suffer this one here. Where's the share button? It was called Ubi.
Oh,
and here,
Ubi was awful.
Here is some fucking.
No sound though.
I remember Ubi. No sound.
I'll sing it for you. Ubi's.
Oh, there's no sound.
Ubi's.
You guys weren't hearing that?
I can't sing it. No, we don't hear it. But
what did I do wrong? I put it on a browser.
But I remember at the end it goes, "Oh, Ubi,
should be right.
Ubi, 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 Ubi."
Yeah, it's really bad.
You got a lot
and if you,
to do.
And
he's always with you.
It's just a goddamn hand with two little things on it. How did that become a show?
So low budget. And
you know what? When you said Ubi's, though, I was thinking of Booba. Do you remember Booba?
I don't.
Let me. This was another one that was kind of trippy.
Here. Oh yeah, Booba was like an even weirder Teletubbies. It was like, for those of you that thought Teletubbies was not trippy, spacey, and bizarre enough, they made Booba.
Here you go.
Oh, I don't know this one.
I remember this. Good call, Dave.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, I remember another
That's
one.
pretty much all they ever did.
Yeah, it was like
bump into.
It was like Teletubbies for dumb kids.
Yeah, I think the Teletubbies and Booba tried to tap into like, all right, we want them to start watching screens at months old. We don't want to wait till 4 months or 6 months. We want to get them, like 6 weeks and beyond. How can we get those eyes on the screen?
I see your Booba.
That's exactly what that was.
Thank you. There was some good kids shows from the early 2000s, though. Blues Clues.
There was
good.
Blues Clues
I enjoyed Blues Clues immensely.
Dynamite. What about the one with the DJ guy?
Yo Gabba Gabba?
Yeah.
I remember Yo Gabba Gabba.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that's a good throwback.
Anybody here watch Jack's Big Music Show?
Oh my God, great show.
No.
Do you remember when Buddy Guy was on Jack's Big Music Show?
Jack's Big Music Show.
I'm watching this with like my 1-year-old son, like, dude, that's Buddy fucking Guy. Like, you have no idea how important this is.
They were in a treehouse. They played instruments. It was fantastic. There was musical like interludes. It was very well produced.
Like, there were little Muppets that played instruments and stuff.
Did your kids ever watch Oswald?
Yeah, very relaxing.
Yeah, I liked Oswald. Fred Savage did the voiceover for
Yes.
the lead character, the octopus, Oswald.
Then you must know Laurie Berkner, who was
big fans.
Yes,
we were big fans.
I had huge crush on her.
We all had a huge crush on her.
Yeah, I mean, and those songs were, I mean, dynamite earworm.
Here come the mangoes with one hand out. Here come bananas with one hand out.
Why would you sing the most sexual Laurie Berkner song?
How about
Fruit Salad Salsa was a great song.
Here we are, the dinosaurs. Here we come. It was like something like
marching. Here are the dinosaurs. Yeah. What do you think of that? That was.
I'm gonna get you. Here I come, and we are the dinosaurs. I kind of moved those two together.
How about Victor Vito and Freddie Vasco ate a burrito with Tabasco. They put it on their rice. They put it on their beans, on their rutabagas, and on their collard greens. Hey, Victor. Hey, Victor. Hey, Freddie.
Allow me to brag for a second.
Let's eat some spaghetti. Whoa! Woo-hoo!
That was a proud day in Twitterville.
That's huge, dude.
Nice.
Laurie
I never interacted.
Follows you. You got to get her on the show.
I never reached out. Yeah, you think?
I'll sing to her.
Tours.
I'll sing to her.
Like she must be making bank. I mean, how many generations of kids has she, poisoned with? Not poisoned. Has she imprinted her ear candy or her earworms in? Like, generations of kids are singing these songs. She was always in like colorful pants.
I could have guessed that from her resume.
So I had a crush on her. What can I tell you?
No one could blame you, Jar. No one could blame you.
She's got that sexy Jewess vibe.
Yes. I just want to sit in temple with her.
You want her to sit on your temple?
No. Wait a minute. I just want to sit in temple with her and hear the Kol Nidre. That's how I feel.
You want her to blow the shofar.
Oh, God. Remember, she follows me. We can't put content out like this. She'll hear it.
I'm saying it. She doesn't follow me.
I'm laughing. Yeah, so the worst of the batch was Ubi for me.
Oh yeah.
Just as a production person in the biz, putting your hand and putting things on it, that's not good enough.
That's
just imagine
that's like phoning in a TV show. If you were gonna
imagine Jim Henson being alive to see that. Like, thank God he was dead.
That's like the creator of Ubi was like working from home before the pandemic.
I mean, how did that show get greenlit? It's like, wait, I got one for you. It's the Muppets, but without their uniforms.
Like, you know what? I was watching Puppetry of the Penis last night, and I had an idea. How can we do this for kids? No penises, obviously.
It had to have been someone was just balancing, like, marbles on their hand. And they're like, oh! I just don't understand how that was greenlit. But good thing our good
Perhaps
friend
we never will.
Jim Henson did not live to see that.
For those of you who hate sock puppets, here's a chance to remove the sock and still have all the puppet that you want.
We grew up on Lamb Chop, even.
Yeah.
Remember?
And Mr. Rogers' little hand puppets. Which, at least they were trying. They were trying to do a puppet show.
Right. Like, they didn't have any facial movement, but their hands, were some pinky thumb action, right? Like, all of the Mr. Rogers puppets were like...
No, they just were, like, flapping in the breeze, like one of those inflatable tube men,
But, like, King Friday's face didn't change. There was no, manipulation. It was just like...
No, they were like these rubber-headed puppets that you bought at some garage sale in Utah.
Right. But at least someone made a puppet.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking Ubi. Ubi didn't make a puppet even. I mean, even the eyes looked like stupid.
What was that creepy Mr. Rogers puppet? It was a woman with she had a weird face.
A witch?
Yeah, it was kind of like a weird face.
I can picture her. I don't remember what she was called.
Lady Elaine Fairchild?
Yes, Lady Elaine Fairchild. That was it.
I thought Lady Elaine Fairchild was like the pretty princess.
How dare you?
I don't think so. I think she was pretty fucked up looking.
Hey Dave.
All right,
I don't know what.
Yeah, nightmarish. It says.
I don't know what you constitute as pretty princess in your world, but this ain't no pretty princess in my estimation.
Thank you.
Oh, come on, she's gorgeous. Look at those rosy cheeks.
She's busted and
stunning. Those stunning eyes that look right into your soul.
What horror did she survive?
She's like B. Arthur. She looks like B. Arthur.
Mia Farrow.
Frighteningly engorged nose. That's it.
Yeah, she has like Roseosha. I don't know what you're talking about. But yes. And that's who your crush was on.
So,
I'm a man of singular tastes.
Quick question for you guys. Are we at war with Venezuela yet?
No, there's troop buildup, and
Venezuelans have been suiting up, right?
Trump is bonered to have this war.
This is crazy. He's doing everything he can to start a war with a South American country. We know our Navy has been taking out Venezuelan boats in the Caribbean, and at least one Colombian boat, by the way. Oopsie. And then I think Trump made some comments today about, well, we've been doing a lot by sea and soon we'll be doing something by land. Okay. Did you guys catch that little moment? I think the goal, from what I can tell, is regime change. Trump administration wants Maduro out of Venezuela, perhaps with good reason. He's no friend of the U.S. And I think many of us would like to see Maduro go. Should the CIA be working on that, though? Because it sounds like they are. Should the U.S. military be working on that? Because it sounds like they have been and are preparing to do even more. Do we have anything to say about this? Or is this just Trump doing what Trump wants to do and no one stopping him from starting a war? This Nobel
Congress
Peace Prize candidate.
Yeah.
Hey, there's
no
CIA
Congress. Has a long resume of rebuilding countries in South America.
Yeah, sure.
Against their will. So they've got the pedigree for it.
You must have read the Confessions of an Economic Hitman, that delightful book. You know what I'm talking
about? I haven't, but it sounds good.
Oh, yeah. It's excellent. It's essentially an ex-CIA guy detailing all of the countries they fucked up in South America.
And Central America.
I had Mr. Panino for 11th grade social studies. So he threw the textbook in the garbage and we read stuff like Architects of Conspiracy and learned the truth about Nelson Mandela. So I learned some shit about South America in 1989.
Confessions of an Economic Hitman is a delightful read if you're interested in that subject, and I will share it with you as a link later on. But what I wanted to add to your story, Mikey, was that Donald Trump announced that they were doing covert CIA maneuvers in Venezuela.
Yeah, and what sense does that make to announce that your top secret agency is busy at work on this?
To me,
that's how covert it is.
Isn't that a leak?
That was to me the dumbest and funniest part of this story. It was like Venezuela must be laughing about that,
I don't think they're laughing. I think
we're laughing about it.
I think they're getting pretty nervous because if you had somebody who's as impetuous as Trump with the largest military in the world messing with you actively, I think that makes you pretty nervous. It's Trump's MO, intimidation. Let me scare the bejesus out of you. I'm going to sue all my enemies, even if I don't have a case, because they'll have to scramble to muster a defense, spend their savings. It's retribution. It's revenge. I don't particularly, get why he's so focused on Venezuela and so willing to escalate.
Oil.
It's got to be oil. I mean, he's buddies with the Argentinian leader, Javier Milei.
Yeah.
He's
and aren't we floating Argentina something like $20 billion to patch up their economy?
40 billion.
To invest in their infrastructure, so that we can more easily transport our oil from Venezuela
he also
Argentina.
is friends with the Ecuadorian dictator, whose name escapes me at the moment. We've been sending our prisoners to the prisons down there.
So is El Salvador.
Did I say Ecuador? I meant El Salvador.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah.
So, like, you've got a few countries he's already got friendships with. It makes you think, like, what's he up to? What's his game? You know? I mean, Maduro's a dick, so it's hard to feel terrible, but we don't need a war with Venezuela. No. You know, I had family friends, not me, my parents did, who my mom grew up with this woman, and then she moved to Venezuela and married a wealthy restaurateur who opened up a chain of restaurants called like Tropa Burger all around Venezuela, made a shit ton of money, Jewish guy. But then when the government like went south, they had to like flee. And I think at that point they owned like the TGIF franchise in Venezuela because the government was threatening Jews and threatening the old guard of like liberals and democratic, you know, people, and it's been like downhill since. So Venezuela has gone, you know, gotten really bad, but we don't
all the children of the Nazi escapees come to power or something.
You know, I don't know what it was. There's like I know that when I was in Bolivia shooting a documentary, a bus went by, like a tour bus, and on the side was a picture of Che Guevara and Osama bin Laden like holding hands. And I was like, holy shit, like what's going on down here? So, you know, I think it's because of the aforementioned meddling that the United States and CIA did in the South American countries that we fostered like a hatred for the U.S. for those that are not immigrating here illegally. And as a result, you know, the sentiment is not very friendly for us. So
no, it's true. Our relationships with South American countries have been very much driven by our self-interests. And we really don't have a problem intervening with sovereign governments there. We sort of feel it's our backyard and we have the right to fuck around and shuffle the deck if we don't like who's running the show.
Yeah, it's democracy manifest, motherfuckers.
You guys have queued up though a sneak peek I'd like to give you on my latest AI Funny, which is a song called MAGA Foreign Policy, which covers some of the ground we were just discussing. And I sent you guys the trap song that I had written just yesterday. Yes. So this is that song like painted. It's only 2 minutes. So awesome. Let me give you a breaking.
I love that you went from what is trap to releasing a trap song in a week.
Song in 1 week.
That's a good point. Wasn't Dave explaining trap music to us just a week ago?
But then, like, I was curious, like, could I do a Bad Bunny style trap song? And this is what I came up with. You ready? All right. Sneak peek with sound. And here she go. Full screen.
Don't cry for me, Argentina, 'cause we're funding your Milanese now. Trump's giving you billions while Milei gets his deals and I'm building a secret policy. Don't mess with him, Venezuela, 'cause he's bombing all of your sailors. He claims they're drug boats, hope the haze taking notes, and his sea killing ass goes to jail. Yeah. This world of ours is going insane. Trump's acting like he's Saddam Hussein, trading our freedom for Qatari airplanes, shutting government down and passing the blame. It's the MAGA foreign policy, one truth away from catastrophe. Whoever spoke to him last gets the lead, while he curbs Trump's democracy. He's chasing crypto and vanity, trading our soul for insanity. It's chaos, grift, and kleptocracy. That's MAGA foreign policy. Don't count on him ever, Ukraine. He's just repeating what Putin is saying. The next your whole land get put in the upper hand, 'cause all that matters to him is who's paying. Don't credit him for a Mideast peace deal, when the peace over there is still not real. Yes, he got many hostages home, so It's the MAGA foreign policy. One truth away from catastrophe. Whoever spoke to him, let's get the lead. While he curbs thumbs our democracy. He's chasing crypto and vanity. Trading our soul for insanity. It's chaos, grift, and kleptocracy. This MAGA foreign policy. Calls himself a problem solver. Swings his D like he's Arnold Palmer. He'll hide the Epstein files. Wage war to skip some trials. And never see poor Adelita Grijalva.
Bravo.
There's a lot to unpack in there.
I love it.
I could have done without the swollen cankle. That was gross.
Right. I originally was trying to get AI to create a curb stomp of an American eagle by his swollen ankle, but AI would not cooperate with that. So you see the eagle, you see the ankle, but you don't see the curb stomp, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's funny because when I asked AI to have Trump curb stomp a guy in an NPR T-shirt, it's reluctant to create violence for you.
It won't. Well, it will do some violence.
Yeah.
It won't do
Do
that.
you use the phrase curb stomp?
No.
Or do you like give it explicit directions
Yeah.
The
to put
latter.
its mouth over the curb?
Right.
I said beak. I wanted the American eagle to have its beak on the curb with his eye bulging in fear as the cankle came down, but I could not pull that off. This song
You should be arrested.
Give it 6 months, Jar. Give it 6 months.
Maybe 3. This song jumps around though through all of the foreign policy conversations we were just having. And it all came to me with the last line of the song, which was "and never seat poor Adelita Grijalva."
Yeah.
That was the first line of the song I wrote, and then built everything else around it. I knew I wanted to have a kind of trap song that said the words Adelita Grijalva after last week when we were talking about it.
Yeah.
So I have 2 Mr. Newberger AI funny requests.
Yeah.
Based on what I've just seen.
Yeah.
First is I heard the word kleptocracy in there.
Yes.
And I love a good kleptocracy reference. So one request, can you work the word cockistocracy into
I certainly will
something in the
try.
future?
Cockerstocracy.
Cockistocracy or kakistocracy. It's K-I-K-I stocracy.
Okay. What is
It's
that?
the government of the most inept and incompetent.
Oh, sure.
That's a
not
real
a very
word?
well-known one.
That's one of my favorites.
How do you spell that?
Kakistocracy.
Yeah.
I have heard it before.
Did I get it? Did I get the definition right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Cool.
So that's one.
Request number 2.
Yeah.
Got to do a Laurie Berkner style kid song.
Yeah.
I thought about that. I have 2 ideas unrealized. One is like a kid thing, which I did a kid show once, modeled after. Do you remember that guy who used to wear like the anatomy on his like outfit in a disgusting way?
Yeah.
He was like a Jewish guy with like curly hair, and his anatomy was like his bodysuit.
It was just it was like a fucking unitard that he was in.
Yeah.
I'm
so
sorry.
I remember
You can't say that anymore. It was a mentally challenged uni.
If you're taking requests, Mr. Newberger, I'm requesting a John Bolton parody. Because that guy is so fucking funny anyway.
Like Michael Bolton, John Bolton mashup.
Chef's choice.
I was going to do a Michael Bolton bit, but didn't realize he was dead. Or he's dying of cancer.
That doesn't mean you can't do a bit about him. It just means you can't disrespect him.
Yeah. Don't make cancer jokes.
I was going to have Michael Bolton in like a jail cell and had them accidentally arrested him. And that felt like a bridge too far for like, cancer sick Michael Bolton, wherever he is, being used that way.
How about Michael Bolton finds out that John Bolton is his relative, then finds out that was false information, is relieved to hear he only has cancer.
Right. Yeah, it felt like a do not touch kind of subject for me. So
you can touch it. Cancer's not contagious or anything, man.
But I do like the idea of a John Bolton something. He also is someone that I don't like. I know, Dave, you shared that sentiment earlier. because for years he was like borderline racist about Obama when Obama was president on every like talk show, and he was unbecoming of like a former ambassador, and it was angering me that like someone on Fox News was being so disrespectful. Now, as much as I hate the guy, he should not be indicted, nor should his wife and daughter, who he shared the documents with. It's hypocritical at the least. I mean, Pete Hegseth's signal called war plans. If anyone should be in jail, that guy should be. Yeah. So it's an enemies list, you know, and we could all end up on that list. So I'm not in favor of that.
And it's so frustrating when the Trump administration projects. They accuse others of doing exactly what they're doing. They complain about the weaponization of the Department of Justice under Biden. What? Yeah, because Merrick Garland was really kicking ass and taking no prisoners. It just, the hypocrisy makes me want to puke.
Is it even hypocrisy?
What?
I was going to say, is it even hypocrisy, or is it just carefully coordinated distraction and deflection? You know, like...
It's criminology was what it is. They're criming.
I mean, well, they're criming, but there's this thing that they do where they just sort of deny what people, you know, like they just carry on as if their reality is the real one. Right. By the way, I tried this recently, and it's very disarming for the other person. If I could just tell you this story real quick. My daughter got me for my birthday, I think this year, a stack of cards that says, "Attention, you parked like an idiot. Flip over to see this reason." Right? And then you can just check off one of the things. I pull up, I was going to get a Subway sandwich. This guy, you know, there's like a Tesla that's taking up, there's only 2 spots and he's taking up both of them. And like pulled up. So I like, luckily, like,
but there's no carbon emissions.
No carbon emissions, but you know, there was enough room for me to park. It's not like it was a crowded parking lot. I could just go over the lines and, you know, it was fine.
Yeah.
But as I'm walking around the back of the car to go into the subway, because he's parked so far up, I can't walk in front of it. He comes out of the subway and I'm walking around. My light died. Anyway, I'm walking around. I see him. He's like pacing back and forth on his phone, blah, 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 blah. And like, as I'm about to put this thing on his car, you know, on the windshield, and he walks out, he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess I'll just give this to you. You parked like an idiot." And he goes, "Yeah, well, I own the building, so I can do whatever the fuck I want."
Oh, there's got to be another card in that deck for that behavior.
Right. So all right, real quick, I'll just tell you that it's sort of on my bucket list to get in a fight one day. It doesn't have to happen, but I would like to feel something to know I'm alive at some point. And, you know, so I sized the guy up. He's my size. He's about my age. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is the day. So he says he can do whatever the fuck he wants. So I take a step closer. I said, then do it. And he takes a step back. And long story short, we're jawing at each other for a while. He avoids everything. He gets in his Tesla. He pulls back, right? And I'm just like watching him and staring him down, kind of. And he drives his Tesla directly at me. At which point so I'm like this, and he's doing the turnaround to get out, you know, and he drives directly at me. I kind of jump out of the way as he turns, and I kick his car. And he slams on the brakes. He's like, "Oh, now you've done it." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You don't fucking kick my car." I was like, "I didn't kick your car." He's like, "You just fucking kicked my car." I was like, "No, I didn't." And
gaslighting him.
He goes, "What?" And then, like, unbeknownst to me, there was a guy that was like standing there, like coming from around the side of the building. And he's like, "You saw it. Didn't he kick my car?" He's like, "You totally kicked his car." I was like, "I don't know what you crazy people are talking about. Nobody kicked anybody's car. This motherfucker drove at me." And then the guy's like, "You can't deny it. You kicked his car." I'm like, "Prove it. Prove it right now." And he goes, "There's security cameras right there." I said, "Go in and get the tapes." He's like, well, I can't go in and get the tapes in the middle of the day. I'm like, right, because it never happened. And he's like, but we go on. And he's like, oh, I'll get the tapes. I can get it at the end of the day. And I'm like, yeah, it'll be AI by then. Like, I can't trust anything you show. I need to see them now.
Right.
I just kept denying. And they kept like yelling at me and like trying to bait me into an argument. I'm like, no, I didn't do that. Like, and they finally just gave up. They were like so exhausted. And they had there's like nowhere to go from there.
There was no way to beat you if you're just dug in deep to your lie. And there's no counter for that if you're refusing to accept reality. You can't make somebody accept reality.
And they were getting madder and madder. And I was just like, I didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about. It just didn't happen.
How big of a kick was it that this caused such a tsuris? Like a kick at a car?
It wasn't that. I mean, it was like I mean, how hard of a kick am I going to give something?
Yeah,
it was,
not much.
It was like,
that's much.
Well, and at one point too, I was like, show me where I kicked the car. He's like, right here. I'm like, I don't see any dents. I don't see any scuffs. And he's like, well, I saw you kick it there. I'm like, but there's no dent. I don't know. Like, that's how hard I did not kick the car.
It would literally be impossible for him to visually see you kick the car, even if you did it, because
wait a minute.
He's sitting in the driver's seat, right? And
Tesla
you're on the passenger side of the car as he swings around.
I was on the passenger side,
and misses
Doesn't the Tesla have like surround cameras? Isn't that they're like the boast of the?
Maybe, I don't know, but then there was the other guy who was standing there who was saying like, you kicked the car, and I was like, no, I didn't.
Who the fuck is this guy that showed up?
Yeah, who's that guy? An ally.
At one point, I looked at him. I said, let me guess, you're from the go-kart track around back. And he went, nah. And that was that. So I think he was from the go-kart track around back.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. That got my adrenaline.
Dude,
Dave.
Yeah, you gotta get out of Brattleboro.
I kind of wish it.
Oh, this was in Massachusetts.
Oh.
This is like 5 minutes away from where I'm moving. I was heading back to Brattleboro.
You gotta go back to Brattleboro.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
No, I mean, listen, I like shenanigans.
Yes.
I don't like assholes, and I don't like to suffer their existence. And if I can make their day just a little bit more irritating, then I've done my job.
I hear all that.
I'm willing to take a punch for it from an appropriately sized person. Like I never would have done any of that with a dude who was like a foot tall. Like that just that spells my doom. Right.
Right.
But I wouldn't do it with somebody smaller than me. Like you got to be in my weight class, my height.
That's very college wrestling of you.
I am like non-confrontational to a fault. Like I'm
more.
So you're more non-confrontational?
Unless you don't think I am.
Very good. No,
amazing.
I don't know. I just think I admire you, Dave. You stand your ground. You don't let assholes
I don't know.
walk all over you.
I don't, as a general rule, unless they're much bigger than me.
I have
but I wasn't really raised by my parents so much as I was confronted by them. It's like in my DNA. And also it's especially fun to do it up here in New England where nobody likes to say anything to anybody. Like everything's just all polite. And me be like, oh, fuck out of here with your Tesla.
I avoid confrontations, and I'm always thinking like of the worst future scenario that could happen. So that's what's driving my caution. Like what if this guy pulls a gun? What if there's a camera that films this and I'm viral? What if so also I think I've gotten out of being punched a few times in life. I was punched one time.
Really?
This kid at camp didn't like Jews, and he called me a dirty Jew or something like that. And
Did you go to a Jewish camp?
Not that camp. This was at like a public camp. One summer, 1 month, mom put me in, and
This is why you started going to Jewish camp.
Right. This kid punched me in the face, and
Wow.
back then,
How old were you?
was it like 11 or 12?
Oof, that's kind of traumatizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And back then, the kid didn't get like sent home or nothing. It was just sort of like we were both talked to.
Oh, you were both talked to.
Yeah, things were like, back in the day, things were like a little nutty.
Oh, man, it's so true. Things were
kids
fast
today-
and loose. Doors were left propped open.
Hey.
Can't get
So
away
that's
with
the
that
one.
shit today.
That might be the one time I was punched in the face. But the guy whose anniversary I went to last night, my friend TJ, he and I and another fellow were walking on like some highway in Florida together when visiting a camp friend. And some menacing looking dude with like a hat, pushed to the side, he kind of stepped up to us just because we were like in his neighborhood. And he came up to me and he's like, said something to the effect of like, why are you such a pussy, or why do you, look like you're so afraid? And I think I said the words, well, I'm worried you're going to punch me in the face. And he started laughing and then didn't punch me. So I have like some body, reaction to get out of trouble or to
Right.
avoid confrontation with humor sometimes, or, luck the others.
Yeah.
So.
Do you remember when I talked my way out of a beating from?
Yes.
I remember
do
the story.
that.
I remember.
Yeah. I was there,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, one of you was.
Yeah, I was there.
Dave, actually, I think there might have been multiple occasions in high school where you kind of used rhetoric as your defense and avoided the aggressive, violent intentions of a couple ne'er-do-wells in our class.
Well, one time I did have to rely on David German to stand in between me and a psychopath.
Who was the psychopath?
What was the kid's name? Patrick something? Patrick Foy.
Vaguely remember who that is.
He eventually, I think like our junior year, he got expelled after he like went like absolute batshit, drop kicked a lunch lady, and beat up a couple of kids during lunchtime. So he wanted to kick my ass because he said I had thrown popcorn at him. And I remember not even standing up to him at all then because I knew how crazy he was. He was just like, yo, you threw popcorn at me. I was like, I didn't. And he's like, you did. I was like, well, I'm sorry if I did,
How come this story didn't come up when one of you guys produced like a news story about recently?
We did
because we weren't talking about beatings.
Yeah, I think he showed up in the
He's like a
news.
Yankee game or
Yeah,
something?
he like caught a ball or something. He's like some finance dude. Yeah, but we didn't. I think we all agreed we were not fans, but
he's like he's someone I think of every once in a while when watching one of these like Netflix shows about teenagers, and like there's some like meat-headed, football Letterman jacket wearing guy who's like, just raped a girl or something. That's like the name that comes to mind. Like you have to go to your old high school, experience of like who fits the stereotypes. Like there's a show like about suicide called like, I don't know, the 12 things about suicide. I don't even remember the name of it. They find some girl's mixtape and there's like all these stereotypes from our high school days.
By the way, guys, I've been doing some research, and once we monetize the channel, we're not going to be able to say words like rape and suicide. Just so you know, we're going to have to use substitute words for that.
13 Reasons Why.
Rape.
13 Reasons Why was the show about boobacide. And
oh, just clean it up. We'll say Jewicide.
There you go. But I'm sure he's a lovely guy, and he caught a ball at Yankee Stadium, so God bless him.
Yeah, I'm not so sure he's a lovely guy. But...
I don't actually even know that he was smart or dumb. I just had a stereotype of him in my head. I don't know that I've ever heard him speak except for when he threatened to punch me in the face.
I just remember, the bullying. I don't remember. He wasn't a bully to me. I just remember him bullying you. And not.
Oh no! I antagonized. He wasn't bullying me so much as he was responding to my like smartass.
Are you saying that we've had this guy wrong for 30 years and he's the hero of your story?
No, he's not the hero. He still took it to a violent level, Jeremy, and that's
the most
I'll
misunderstood hero of our time. An everyman. Unappreciated back in the day.
He's sounding like a knave. Is that the word? He's like the hero of the story. And I feel bad now for what I just said. Painting him as a meathead.
His troubled teen years being made fun of by people who thought he was dumb just because he was on the football team.
Wasn't his like best buddy John Lee's mom's nemesis? Yeah.
I don't know. Man, what a horrible boy.
Oh, he's a horrible boy.
We'll bleep all the names out. Don't worry.
We have to.
You are watching Generation Exile.
I really hate that sad loser, Mr. Newberger.
Who, me?